We're talking blue 42, Hunter Brown, Jigga and red 17. My name's Greg. You're watching How to Play Paintball. So what I wanted to talk about today was actually audibles. And this is something that as you get further up in the divisions, is gonna make you more and more deadly. It's gonna make you a player that is able to adjust, and because not every play is going to break every other play, right? You need to have some times where you shoot a different shot because of the way that they're set up on the box. It's not always gonna be the case, but this is something that as you continue to play, you'll notice, ooh, that person looks like they're gonna do this. And I wanted to give you some tips with that. So obviously, if you see a player set up like this, they're probably just going to be coming up to lane. That one's pretty simple. You can watch and see a lot of players are going to telegraph what direction it is that they're shooting. There are times that players will come up like this and actually shoot cross-handed to try to trick you, but that's something that you need to look out for. It's just part of the game. It's chess. So if you see two players set up and they're both like this and there's another one on the other side, yeah, you probably have two in the back center. So at least you can say to your runners out to the sides, like, hey, double back center. And it's gonna help them to know that those guys are probably shooting back at them. Maybe they need to pull up a little bit shorter. Maybe they need to do something a little bit different. If you see a player kind of tucked in more, look at their body language. It's something that will help you out to make sure that if they're kind of like this, they might be trying to go and run and gun up the middle. That's something that, again, look and see how it is that maybe the field dictates, because maybe it's a field that you're just pulling up low, which is okay, but if you are able to watch the team, kind of scout them a little bit, look for that body language, the little subtle differences that if the player maybe is kind of leaning forward a little bit more, it might mean that they're trying to launch up and go up into the middle of the field and try to make a bigger run. Now that means that maybe you can come off the side, and maybe you have a code like that's 17 or whatever, like you have an audible code for that. So that way the other player knows, oh, okay, that player's probably going up the center, and make it where they're able to eliminate that player. So the obvious one is if they are going to be running. If they have their gun down and they're like this, they're probably going to be running. Now, are there times that some players pull up real quick to shoot? Yeah, absolutely. That is something that does happen. It's something that is, you know, it's just part of the game. But again, these are these little things that can help you to make sure that you're putting yourself at the best advantage. So if I see a player really look like they're going to be digging, and again, look at the body language. Maybe they are going to pull up and they're not as low or as kind of leaned in as much as someone that would be sprinting. Well, now you know, they might be pulling up right at that bunker. They might be diving in. So these are all the little things. The other thing that you can see is the angle that they're at. If they're more back line, now you know that if you're laning, you have to have a deeper shot because they're running that back line. Because ultimately, just because you lane into a certain area doesn't mean they're going to shoot the player. It could drop low, it could go high. You have all these different changes that are going to be up to you to adjust your shot. So if they're kind of angled a little bit, now you know, okay, well, I don't have to shoot as deep of a shot. They seem like they might be diving in maybe kind of shallow into this bunker. Again, you're putting your chances higher and higher of being able to eliminate that player, which again, it's all chess. The other obvious one is if they're set up like this, they're probably, I mean, especially if you see them kind of, again, like that kind of lean is going to be something that's going to be a clue that they're going to be running and gunning out to a certain spot. The field is going to dictate where they're going to be shooting, but again, these are all little tips that you can see of just that little minor body language adjustments that some players kind of give away. The other one is some guys will do stuff like this, which means that they're probably just going to run, or maybe they're not even planning on shooting, and it might just be a matter of they just don't look like they're holding their gun in a way that is gonna come up to shoot. It's hard to describe because if I'm like this and I go to run, I might not be gripping as tight. And this is all things that you're trying to make a guess on the box. And sometimes it might be that, man, I have no idea. Like they set up at 2 seconds before the buzzer, and there's only so much that you can do. Okay, you're just making the best judgment that you can. Maybe you just stick to your play because that's going to be the best thing. So it's one of those things that's just going to be helping you out to, again, be more deadly on the field. So one of the last things that you can actually look for is how many pods are they taking. If someone is not taking as many, they might be trying to run a little bit deeper. If they are taking a bunch of paint, they might be sitting back a little bit more. They might just go out a little bit instead of trying to go all the way out. It's not always the case because sometimes, you know, like I've had like 11 on my back before and still, you know, have to go up the middle. So it just is going to depend, but that could be a clue as you walk out. Okay, there's that guy. Look also for what players are wearing. There's some guys that just the style that they have is going to be something that, okay, well, this guy always wears this one kind of headband or whatever, and I've noticed that he really favors the snake. You see that player walk out, hey, caution the snake. Not necessarily that he's going to go there, but maybe he's a player that loves to just dive in super hard into the snake. Well, at least if you see that guy on the field, there's probably a good chance. If I see Billy Bernaccia or Keith Brown, yeah, they're probably going to the snake. So it's just the trying to see, okay, how is it that these kinds of guys like to play? How is it that I can adjust my shot now to, you know, okay, do I need to shoot a couple and then pull off? These are all things that you'll have to figure out on the box that I can't really tell you because every field is different, every team is different. So yeah. So guys, thank you again so much for watching. Hope this is something that helps you all out. This is kind of that next level stuff to try to see, okay, do I need to adjust my shot? Do I need to maybe, can I step out a little bit more? Maybe you know that someone isn't gonna be able to shoot back at you. Maybe I can float in a blind spot a little bit longer, or I'm able to get a better shot because this guy isn't even shooting back at me. All of these things are things that will help you out on the field. So put them into practice, try them at practice, try them at tournaments. It's all gonna be things that make you a better player. So thank you again, everyone. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, and click the bell. And as always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.